Right, welcome to the Honda E. This is our first drive of this car. I've literally just got in it, so I haven't even barely turned a wheel, so I know nothing about how this car drives. I've spent the last probably 10-15 minutes just having a poke about in this fantastic interior. There's screens everywhere. It's a real tech fest, but it's kind of cool and funky and retro and modern and all of those sort of things. So yeah, it's pretty cool in here. But anyway, let's get out on the road and I'll try and give you some of my thoughts about how this little Honda drives. Of course, it's an electric car, so it makes no noise, very silent. No gearbox to speak of. Pop it in drive and away we go. And like any electric vehicle, it so far feels really easy to drive. This particular car that we're in today is in charge yellow. It's quite in your face, but in probably the best kind of way. The Honda E is loved by many people just for the way it looks. It's kind of got that sort of cheeky retro / modern. It's very Japanese. It's sort of hard to define because it's not like a modern Mini where it's trying to be something from the past. But it's also not sort of this sort of angular, fussy design that we've been used to from a lot of manufacturers that are coming out these days. So yeah, it's quite cool. But and in this colour, yeah, definitely makes a statement. Some of the other colours do look really nice, but I think if I was going to have one, yeah, why not? Go nuts, have the charge yellow. So first half a mile in, first things, it's really easy to drive. Like most electric cars are, they're just get in and go, really nice and straightforward. It's very smooth. Seems to handle the bumps quite well. It's not the softest ride, but it's a city car, so you wouldn't expect it to be sort of uber luxury soft. But so far so good. Right, got stuck behind some very slow moving vehicles, so I decided that now was a good opportunity to pull over and just sort of talk you through this really cool interior. So you've got quite a funky 2-spoke steering wheel, plenty of buttons, really nicely finished, really nicely made, lovely quality. And then you've got, starting over here, you've got your right wing mirror or wing screen, wing camera, whatever you want to call it. And then the screens basically don't stop as you go all the way across. So you've got your central screen here giving you your speed and range and all the various other bits and pieces that you need. And then you've got your main center screen that stretches all the way over to the passenger side, and then at the end you've got your other wing mirror, windscreen, whatever you want to call it. So in the middle you've got, you know, your standard sort of navigation, but over here you can do other things. So you can set, you know, you can look at various other bits of information on this screen. Or if you don't want your navigation, you can press, where is it? You've got the home button here. Then it takes you back and gives you this beautiful sort of Japanese garden vista. Don't fancy that? Press the aquarium button, and then you've got a few little fishies swimming around. Nice calming aquarium on your dashboard. Since when, you know, have you ever seen anything like this in any other car? It's kind of cool. It's very different. It's certainly unlike anything I've ever seen. And I really like this sort of aesthetic. I love this sort of, I know it's fake wood, but it's not pretending to be real wood. It's trying to be fake wood. That's what it feels like. But it feels kind of premium. But it also reminds me of that record player that my dad had that he probably bought in the 70s, that he had around when I was a kid. He had an old Technics record player, and it's got that same sort of cool sort of feel. Down here you've got, let's see if the camera will adjust, you've got basic, nice, very simple dials for your aircon and various other bits and pieces. And just down here in the middle, move all that crap out of the way, we've got our center console. Nice and simple, drive, park. Literally got a reverse there. You've got a electronic parking brake like most electric cars. It's just all very, very simple, but it's got a premium feel that I don't think we're really used to from Honda, especially not in their sort of smaller cars. So yeah, it's really, really nice in here. I really, really like it, and it definitely has a lot more character than some other cars in this range. And yeah, I think the interior is definitely goes with the exterior as well. It's, you know, if you think the outside's cool, I think the interior is even cooler. Just driving a Honda E through a little village at the moment, and I've noticed that it gets quite a lot of attention. This thing stands out because it doesn't look like anything else on the road. Even if it wasn't in this colour, I think that people would notice this driving past them. But obviously in this bright yellow colour as well, it just screams at them, so people are spotting it straight away. I wasn't sure how I was going to get on with these electric mirrors, but actually they're quite intuitive. I sort of just started using them like normal mirrors straight away. I haven't even tried to look for the mirror that isn't there on the side of the car. So visibility is quite good. Obviously it's a really nice, bright, sunny day today, so I don't know what they're going to be like in changeable conditions.
At the roundabout, take the first exit to the B376.
Thank you. Sorry, I want a prescribed route, so I'm going to keep the sat nav on, otherwise I'll get lost. Don't know the area very well. But yeah, the Honda say they've got this, they've got like a special coating on the camera glass, which is sort of hydrophobic, so it's going to repel water and hopefully stop it from getting too dirty as well. So in theory, the cameras should be nice.
At the roundabout, take the first exit to the B376.
It's going to happen a lot, isn't it? Maybe I should try and shut her up.
In 400 yards, be in the right lane, then keep right.
I managed to take a wrong turn and I've accidentally ended up on the M25, which I didn't really want to do.
In 1/2 mile, be in any of the 3 right lanes, then keep right.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't really want to be on the M25, but good chance to actually test the Honda E at speed. It's really smooth. It's really nice actually. You'd think that a car of this sort of size...
Be in any of the 3 right lanes, then keep right.
I think a car of this sort of size wouldn't be particularly great on a long run, but actually I've only been on the M25 for about 5 minutes, but it feels great. It feels really good. And going round the roundabout and then onto the slip road, this thing's got a nice bit of punch. It's not what you would call fast, but being an electric vehicle, loads of torque, instant acceleration, and just very, very nippy. It's nippy, and I can see this being like for that instant squirt of acceleration that you need to just nip in front of someone in a city centre or whatever. This is perfect, ideal for that. So yeah, and it's kind of fun. It kind of makes you smile. Another perfect example of the charm of the Honda E and the sort of the attention that it gets from other people. Just been overtaken by a McLaren 570S, nice bright orange, and he slowed down as he overtook me and sort of glanced over and gave it a smile and sort of was checking the car out. So, you know, if the owner of a bright orange, papaya orange McLaren is checking out this little Honda, it must be pretty cool. I think one of the great benefits of electric vehicles on doing this sort of stuff like motorway driving, one of the benefits is that all these cars are designed to be as aerodynamically efficient as possible, which means that there's almost no road noise, or wind noise more specifically. There's very little wind noise. There's a little bit of noise from these tyres, but it's not intrusive, and if you had the radio on you wouldn't even hear them. It's only because I've got nothing playing at all at the moment that I can even remotely hear it. And like I say, I'm listening out for it rather than it being something that I'm particularly aware of. So yeah, this is a surprisingly nice place to be in this sort of 70 mile an hour, lots of traffic, bustling kind of situation. It's good, I like it. So who is this car aimed at? Who's the potential buyer of this Honda E? Well, I think you're probably, if you're the person thinking of buying this, you're probably not necessarily buying it entirely with your head. Because, let's face it, there are cheaper electric cars out there with better range, probably with bigger boots and fundamentally more practical. But there isn't really one out there that I think has the character that this seems to have. It's got something about it that makes you want to own it. It's not necessarily a logical part of your brain that wants it. It's the sort of illogical part of your brain that lusts after toys and silly things. But this isn't a toy. It's actually a very practical little car. It's not the most practical in the class, though. It's realistically going to be something you buy it if you want it. And personally, if I had the choice between this or say the new Mini, which is much faster and much more traditional, I'd have
In
this.
200 yards, be in the left lane, then go straight ahead.
Thanks for the interruption, but yeah, like I say, I'd have this.